Good evening. Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. A somber day in Braves country as Ron Washington has been hired by the Angels as their next manager. Listen, this is something that's kind of been in the making for the last three off seasons. He's been passed over the last two off seasons. I'm super happy for him. I think it's a big loss. It's not like coaches are going to determine the Braves' success in the long term. I'm sure they'll find a great candidate. I'm sure anybody would love to be a coach on this staff for the Atlanta Braves. So it's a big loss, and there's no replacing Ron Washington. Alex Anthopoulos said that, but at the same time, the Braves are going to be a good job. They generally make very good coaching candidates, and I don't think we'll feel the effects too much. I'm mostly happy for Ron Washington going to Los Angeles, finally getting this opportunity, this second opportunity as a manager at 71 years old. He wasn't going to have many more opportunities. The only thing I will say is good luck to him, because as I've said on this show many a times when talking about the Los Angeles Angels, I think they are the worst, one of the worst run franchises in all of sports. Shohei Ohtani has one foot out the door. Maybe Ron Washington can say some magic words that makes him want to stay. I don't see that happening. They have no farm system. They probably are going to have to think about trading Mike Trout. But if anyone's up for the challenge, you got to think it's Ron Washington. He knows what he stepped into. He knows better than anyone. And he's put together a great staff. I mean, you're talking about Eric Young Sr., the Braves first base coach, another guy that we're going to miss having on the team. You got Torrey Hunter, Clint Hurdle, a lot of experience on that coaching staff. So if anyone's going to be prepared for what they're about to go and dive into, it is this coaching staff that he has put together.
Yeah, Ron Washington's certainly a tone setter, a culture setter, and you said it. I mean, there's not an organization that needs that more so than the Los Angeles Angels, and I am super happy for Ron Washington. He definitely deserves it. I mean, he's probably the most experienced candidate of this hiring cycle, and like you said, he's been passed over time and time again for whatever reason, and he finally gets this chance. But I do want to, just be realistic and call a spade that baseball is much different than a lot of sports where a managerial change is not going to turn around the entire organization. Baseball just has so many layers and there's so much complexity to it that hiring Ron Washington might tip over one domino, but that domino is not big enough to tip over the entire domino, a chain reaction for the entire organization. It starts at the very top. It starts with, player acquisition and then player development. That's not to say that Ron Washington's culture change doesn't, radiate throughout the organization. I truly do believe that will happen, but it's almost like, I don't want to say it's a lost cause, but I mean, it's as close to a lost cause as one could be. With that being said, they have money. They're willing to spend money as well. So that is a good thing for Ron Washington and his new gig. But I mean, let's not act like, being a manager in baseball is like, let's say, being an NFL head coach where you could absolutely turn around a team. You have way more control over the X's and O's, whereas baseball is played on the diamond more so than it is the film room. I know there's preparation and everything like that goes into it. And Ron Washington knows that better than anybody. You want to talk about, in terms of preparation, that guy is among the best in all of sports. But it just doesn't feel like the chances of turning around that organization are too great. I wish him the absolute best. It's a somber day indeed for Braves country. You talk about one of the most beloved characters in Atlanta sports history, not just baseball, not just, just in general. He is one of the greatest figures in Atlanta sports history, Wash is.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing I will say, and this is something that I have said, time and time again, that the reason the Braves are so successful is the culture that they have and is the camaraderie that they have. And I do think that's something that Ron Washington will bring to a team that desperately needs it. Will it result in a ton of wins? I don't know, because it looks like they could go in the direction of a complete rebuild. I think that's the direction they should go. But like I said, I mean, this is a promotion for Ron Washington, which is a huge deal for him. He knows what he's getting into. And, maybe winning a World Series isn't the top priority for him. It's getting these guys better. I mean, when you look across coaches, managers of any sport, a lot of their top priorities are focused on the players and how they can improve them and improve their careers more than it is. And winning's huge, but that's also a big aspect of it. So, congrats to him. I mean, there's not too much I have to say about it other than we're going to miss him,
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear. And who they hire from this point, honestly, I really don't think it obviously matters on a day-to-day basis, but in terms of the big picture, Wash will be missed truly. But this is a kind of thing that's the Braves organization is such a well-oiled machine that one cog is not going to disrupt a whole lot. And though we will miss Ron Washington, I can't say that enough. Just the kind of guy he is. I love the guy, the person he is. But he was just one cog in an otherwise well-oiled machine that is on a direction in a wide open championship window. One cog that you remove is not going to be a difference maker. I expect Brian Snicker and Alex Anthopoulos to just put another cog right into that machine.
Yeah, I mean, and Snicker is the one that was highly involved in getting Ron Washington to the Braves in the first place. He will get another great piece in the building. Coming up after the break, though, Vaughn Grissom, Alex Anthopoulos acknowledges he could play in left field next season. That could be a huge thing for the Braves.